Hello guys, this is Roy from Arena Mini 4-Wheel Drive Club, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And for this video, I would like to share about some tips about how you can pass the lane change. And also I would like to give you some my personal experience advice about how you can clear the lane change. So of course I'm going to explain a little bit about the lane change itself. And so I will give you some idea about how you can do the setup, and also during the video I will share with you one of my lane change tips. So I tried to using that setup and pass the lane change in the fast mode. So on this way I can pass the lane change fast and also not slow down even though at the cornering. Okay, so here let's start with the video. Let's go. Okay, so here I'm just gonna do a quick review about the lane change itself. So if we watch the lane change on the side, of course here I will put some picture for the lane change. So if we watch at the side, it looks like a hill. Okay, so it was going up and down. Okay, so that's the first thing we have to know. So basically your car is going up and down. Okay, so second, what we need to know is if we look the lane change from the top and to the bottom, then you can see the lane change, the shape is like S shape. So it's like S shape. So which means is your car will doing the cornering on the lane change like that. That's the second thing. I know most people will know about it. So that's why I'm doing just a quick review over here. And the third we need to know is the angle. Okay, so here I have the angle for slope, for bank, and also for the lane change. So as you can see here, the angle for the slope is the smallest one. Like I mean the angle from this side here is the smallest one. And then for the bank is 20 degrees. So the angle open here is way bigger than the slope. And then the lane change is the biggest. So it's basically the angle over here is bigger than 20-degree bank and the slope. So those three things that we have to know before we do everything on the setup for the car. Okay, so let's start with the video. Let's go. Okay, so first thing we have to talk about is the brake. Okay, so everybody knows our car we have front brake and the rear brake. Okay, so the percentage for the brake, usually the brakes slow us down. The front usually is about 70% and the rear brake is only 30%. So which means is the front brake is the one who used to make our car slow down the most. Okay, so here as we see because the angle different between the lane change, bank, and the slope. So which means is if you want to try to slow your car down on the lane change, and the lane change, let's say the angle is like this, not that high. So if your front brake want to slow down at the lane change, you have to lower your brake a lot. Pretty much you have to low down to 1mm clearance. Okay, but the problem is this is just the lane change. So what about the bank? And how about the slope? So because the angle is different, so basically if you lower your front brake, and that makes you every time when your car is has to pass the lane change, the slope or the bank, you are going to using that 70% brake at all. So you are totally fully slow down on the no matter bank or the slope. So you're going to make your car crazy slow. So that's why there's a lot of people, if you see they want to pass a lane change, that lower their brake a lot, then they do pass the lane change. But the other thing what they get is they are totally slow down and when they are running, especially when they jump or when they climbing the bank. So that is not even helping. So the other thing is we can check for the rear brake. We have to using the rear brake to slow our car down if you want to make your car slow. So first lower your rear brake. And there's one thing you can check on the side. Let me just move the camera. Okay, so first thing, if you see here, so our front brake is not touching, then up to it go up, and then the rear brake hit. So up to, let's say we lower our brakes. So let's say I lower a little bit. So what will happen is right now you can see we didn't lower the brake. So especially check the front rollers. Okay, check the front rollers. If we didn't lower the brake, it's like this. But what will happen if we lower the brake? It will be like this. So what's the difference? You can see what's the difference? Your front is facing down more, and also your body as well is totally facing down, because when you adding the brake, so when you go up to here, so you can see if your brake is lower, so your car will be up, like going up a little bit more. And what's the difference? The front, you can see your roller is facing down more, so you make your car is totally facing down. And because when we pass the lane change, actually that's only less than a second. So when your car is changing the positions, the car is changing the position, actually it's very fast. It changed the position very fast, and then he's not even have enough time to switch back, then it already goes up. It already goes up like that. So which means you can make your head down a little bit when it's facing to the curve on the lane change, especially when you're going to hit the wall. Okay, so basically your car is going to face down, like it's like this, but it's face down. And when you're going to hit the wall, then you can make sure your head is going down. Okay, that's the first thing. For the rear brake, remember, lower your rear brake. That's the first. All right, then next is the stabilizer. Okay, so for the stabilizer, everybody knows about what is the stabilizer works. So basically it's help your car is not flipping over, so you help your car going back, right? But on the lane change, it's a little bit different. The reason why is, if you can see here, like we make all the rollers touching the track, the wall, okay? But if you look clearly, you can see here there's a space. Okay, let me see if I'll be able to show you more. Okay, so you can see it's barely not touching it, and the rear two are touching already. So the top one is not touching, especially on this one as well. It's totally not touching. So what will happen is, so when your car is jump on the lane change, and when the stabilizer works, your car is like this. Okay, you can see, especially the front. Okay, this side is totally going up. Okay, so if you cannot make your car down, like face down to the lane change, because the lane change is like a hill, so it's going up then down. So if on the top, the lane change, when you goes up to the top, then you are facing to this way, like the wall, you have to hit it. So if you cannot make your car goes down, so then you totally flip over. Okay, so for example, here I have a video for you can check. Okay, so because this one will make your car like this, so what will happen is, okay, so now we're gonna talk about the third one, the angle. You can see the front, especially on this one. Remember what we just said, this is the first one, the first roller is touching on the lane change, so this one affect your whole car, the action in the lane change, during the lane change. Because when your car going up, this roller is the first one make your car. Okay, so this video just give you example, like if you have done all the step that I told you, and this speed for just passing the lane change, you should be no problem with that at all. Okay, so remember, we're gonna go through one more time. First thing, we have to check the brake, front and back, and try to use the rear brake as much as possible, not using the front. Not using the front to slow you down on the lane change. Okay, and the second, stabilizer. Okay, so if you cannot, stabilizer. Third, switch the rollers. Okay, so flip the roller upside down, the front one. Okay, and number 4, the last one, the angle. If all those 3 cannot make you pass the lane change, then we go for number 2. We try to make our car as fast as possible, so we can lower the brake at the back, but we can using the Tamiya tape to cover the brake and make sure it doesn't slow down that much. But lower the front angles, that is depends, like what I just show you about the tips, so you can decide which one you should go. Should go both or should go just one. Okay, so that's today's video, and if you have any question, please leave your comment and the question at the bottom. I will reply to you as soon as possible. Okay, and also if you like my video, please like, subscribe and share this video. All right, thank you so much. Don't forget to press the bell, so if I have the new video, then you will know it right away. Thank you. I'll see you next time.